Missing oil jet. Today it's Monday, 3rd of October, right? Yes, still 3rd of October, 2022. Alright, what I did today? Nothing. I just get some measurements. I mark the pistons. I get the measurements from the pistons. From the wrist pin, I degrease also the wrist pin. It's completely dry with brake cleaner. The ARP 2000 bolts. And I'm checking the connecting rods. Because, again, from the integrity from materials, it's not suffering. From machining point, it's not the best. Alright, this sound what you hear is the guys that destroy the garage. I don't know what they're doing. Okay, what is this? This is not something crazy. This is from an old vise. This is the rail of an old vise that they broke it, the guys outside, and I keep this piece. I keep this piece because I want to build something. I want to fix something. When I'm talking about the rail, I'm talking about this piece, but from a bigger vise. All right. Then what we have one chrome pin here. All right, and we have one dial indicator here that it's measuring in inches. You're gonna ask me now why in inches? Because I don't have so long in millimeters. I have, but I'm using in a different device and I don't want to unmount it from the other device because I have calibrated. So we're gonna work with what we have, right? Now pay attention. This dial indicator, it's measuring in 1,000 of an inch. That means one line here, this 1,000. All right. The 10 that you see here, it's 100. All right. And one full revolution, it's 1/10 of an inch. One full revolution, it's 1/10 of an inch. And then it's measuring up to 1 inch. That means 10 revolutions the needle here. Fine, just to understand what we have in front of us. Now, 1,000 millimeter, as far as I remember, I might be wrong, it's 0.025 of millimeter. 0.025 millimeter. That's what I remember. I might be wrong. We don't care that much. This is not to measure the distance. That means from the center of a connecting rod of the big end to the small end. This is to see the difference. I'm gonna give you an example here. All right, I have two connecting rods MO57. I know that this connecting rod is bent. I know that this connecting rod, it's not that much bent. All right, how it's working this thing? You just place it in place here. You try to find the lowest spot. All right, that's the lowest spot for the small end and the lowest spot for the big end, and that's it. Then you make it 0. You come here and you make it 0. You can see that it's at 0. Fine. Then you mess with that, and then you try to find again the 0. All right. Okay, small end, that's the lowest. Big end, that's the lowest. All right. Then if you come here, you see that it has good contact at this point and good contact at this point because it's not bent. It is bent, but it's not that much bent that you can see it. It's not visible. Fine. If you measure it with different way, you can see that also this one is bent. It's an MO57 used one, but it's not that much. All right. This is 0. Now, if I take this connection and I make it upside down and I place it back again in place here, all right, and I try to measure it again, that's the lowest. All right, you see that the needle, it's a little bit less than 0. Understood? When it goes the needle clockwise, it's longer. When it goes counterclockwise, it's smaller. Now what you see here, it's a little bit smaller than from the other side that I was measuring. All right. Now let's get the bent connecting rod, and I'm gonna show you how you can see easily that's bent. I'm placing again inside. All right. I'm trying to find the lowest spot, lowest point on the small end, lowest point on the big end. We are almost at 7,000 of an inch. Fine. It went counterclockwise. That means this connecting rod, it's shorter than this connecting rod by 7,000 an inch. And if you come here now, you see that it does have a contact here. Here it's supposed to have a contact, but here it does have a contact because it's bent. You see the gap that's leaving here? If I make it upside down, try to find again the lowest point. Oops. This will be it. Okay. Now you see that it's almost 1/8,000 of an inch. I'm gonna call it 0.0077. Yeah, nice number. So now here what you see that does have a contact at this point, front. I don't know if it's visible, if you can see what I'm saying. It's not touching here front. Before it was not touching back, now it's not touching front. Here it's touching. Alright? I hope that I make myself clear with that. This is to compare, for example, you have one brand new connector node that's never been installed anywhere, and you can compare it with a used one, as an example. It's very helpful. Or let us say, first you make a test like what I'm doing all the time, that I'm putting it down and I'm checking if it's playing, alright? And then you get some other measurements. There is another way, I'm just showing this. Now, I want to see what difference has this connector node than this, and this, and this, and this. All 6 connectors. That's my point. Alright. By mistake, see what I did. It was not intentional. You can put the wrist pin here inside. It goes nicely. This was by mistake. Alright. So you don't have to searching for the lower spot on this point. Alright. You just find the lowest point on the big end of the connector node. And you zero out the dial indicator. Fine. So the specific connector node here, if I try to go, I can't go, sorry. No, screw it. Let's remove the wrist pin because I never did it with the wrist pin. Because it fits, this doesn't matter that. Yeah, screw it. Alright, let's find the lowest point. It's this, there, and this is this one. Alright, yeah. Let's keep it like that because this is how I get used to it, to do it. Alright. Where am I? Yeah, it's late. Give me a break. Alright. So, again, I'm disturbing it. Let's find again the lowest point. Lowest on the small end, lowest on the big end. I'm at 0. Yep. Alright. Let's flip the connector node other way around. Finding the lowest point on the small end and on the big end. And I move it. If it was in 100 of a millimeter, you're gonna see some difference. Because 1,000 of an inch, you see barely the needle more down. When I'm gonna get the correct digital indicator, I'm gonna check that again. Alright, it's not for final. Alright, so we saw this connector node from both sides that it's almost 0. Fine. When I had the letters up, it was 0. Let's see that again. Just verification. Alright, small end, minimum, big end, yes, then it's racing up, minimum. So we are just at 0, exactly. Now, this was the 3126. Let's get now the 3146 connector node and do the same thing. Keep in mind that these connector nodes, they don't have a wear on the small end. It was running just only for 1,000 kilometers. It was just only for break-in. The customer, he didn't push the car because the oil jet said goodbye. Alright, let's go again to the small end. Alright, and then the big end. So, what do you see here? 1000 inch. Fine, shorter. This connecting rod, it's 1000 inch shorter than this connecting rod. That's why I'm saying it's not precise the cut. Now, let's take it the other way around. Let's see from this side, find the lowest point, find also on the big end 1000 inch, a little bit more than 1000 inch. Okay, for this one you can blame even the tool, it's fine, there's no problem. Let's go to, this was the, which one? 3146, right? Yes. This is the 3150. It's gonna be a long video. No, I'm not gonna make them all because it's late and I have to go home. Just, this is for my friend, just to have an idea. Alright, this is also 1000. That means this connecting rod, it's the same with this connecting rod. Where I'm pointing, this connecting rod, not this. This is longer, this is shorter, and this is shorter. Fine. Now, make it upside down. Find the lowest point. Yes, that's it. Same thing from this side. Fine, fine. 1000 of an inch, that means, like I said, it's 0.025 millimeter. Fine, yeah. Now, let's go to the 3147. One thousand of millimeter. Identical. Alright, so I hope that you get the picture. Why, you can tell me why you're checking this. If you don't have precision, if it's not machine precise. Because think about it, you have to machine the big end, you have to machine the small end, then you have to put the bush inside, and then you have to machine it again in the final dimensions. Alright, then you need to be parallel, small end and big end. Fine, to don't have like this. Like I said, the material, the H-beam, this connecting rod, it can handle the power. But if I machine it with offset, example, if it's, let us say, like that, where I'm pointing, or like this, it's not gonna be, it's like, let us say, alright, these forces, it can accept, let us say, how many tons in this way, vertical, alright? But if you place it horizontal, you're not going to be that strong. You don't want side forces. You don't want side forces not only to don't destroy the connecting rod, but to don't destroy the small end or the connecting rod bearing down here. I hope that makes sense, alright? So, this is one of the tests. This is something easy, simple, fast, alright? Again, I'm not measuring. You want to see the bend connection of the stock one? Let me show you the stock one. This is a stock connecting rod, alright? That's bent, it's twisted actually. It's bent. So I make it 0 with the 3126, right? Let's see that again. Let's find the smallest. Alright, there you go. And here, yeah, it cannot go less. So we're at 0 there, like it was before. Fine. Let's take this connecting rod out. Let's check the stock one. The stock one is disaster. This is bent. Alright, let's find the smaller. Alright, and here on the big end. Oh boy. This is 200 of an inch. What you see there, the needle where you see there. That means this connecting rod is shorter by 200 of an inch than this connecting rod. Yeah, actually you can see them from the side. That's disaster. It's all over the place. I didn't show you from the side this connecting rod. It sits beautiful. It sits straight. It has some small difference, but you don't see any gap. Sorry, where am I? You don't see any gap. You don't see the light from the other side. I'm very proud from the machining what I did on the side. So that's it. I hope tomorrow to have a chance and finalizing also the connecting rods. I have to get the weight. I haven't made any nothing with the connecting rods yet, other than that what you saw in the previous videos. I finished with the pistons, wrist pin, the ARP 2000 bolts, the C-safe. It's fine. It's the same, all of them. Remaining the connecting rods. So, and I need also the connecting bearings. Where is the connecting bearings? It's in the box. Alright, fine. So that's it. Thank you very much. Have a good night. It's a little bit big video. It's obviously it's for the customer, it's for me, and to whoever cares. If you don't care about that, don't watch the video. Simple as that, right? Or if you don't understand what I'm saying, that's your problem. Thank you very much. Have a good night.